Today we got 2 high efficient condensing boilers. We got 2 circulating pumps that provide water to our 4 storage tanks. So we got mixing valves there. And a constant circulating pump.
What's a mixing valve? See,
He's
most of
right
us
here.
don't know much of the terminology, so.
So we're taking the hot water from the boiler
Yeah.
and we're sending it through the storage tanks to basically keep the hot water tanks warm, and then as the water's drawn off to the building, we have a constant water temperature. So we're using condensing boilers for that, but we have to keep an eye on the water temperature so that you don't send too hot water out to the building. And then so we installed a controller into this box over here.
So is it mixing hot with cold, or?
No, it's just
different levels of hot?
It's basically tempering the water, keeping it at a constant temp. So we have a controller in here, electronic controller that will lead lag the pumps, so that if one pump fails, you have a backup. And instead of wanting to pump one continuously all the time, it's got a 7-day feature that will swap to the other pump after 7 days, so they get equal hours of operation, and same for the boilers. And the nice thing about the boilers is they're modulating boilers, so as the tanks start to drop off on their set point, the boilers will fire up, modulate up.
Are they in firing mode now, or are they in a non-firing mode?
No, they're in standby right now.
Standby.
And
What
so
does it sound like when they fire up? Is there a hum, or what do we?
they're pretty quiet.
Are they?
They're very quiet. They got a variable speed inducer motor, which basically it's drawing the air from the outside. It draws the gas from the gas valve in, mixes it, and then it combines it in a burner in the blower. But it's all solid state, so it's very quiet, and then they modulate quite nicely.
We don't have to light the pilot light?
No,
There's no pilot light.
no pilot light, all electronic
Any
ignition.
specific filter or any specific maintenance that needs to be done on these?
No.
But a yearly,
Give me a
bi-yearly?
few minutes to see.
They're pretty maintenance-free. They made them really maintenance-free because you don't have to worry about getting combustion air to the space, because they draw all their air from outside, and then they're condensing boilers, so they'll produce moisture, but they're plumbed to the floor drain. So the only thing you have to monitor is, you will get water running down the floor drain, but the only thing that you really would probably keep an eye on is the boiler reliefs, these here, or any leakage.
So if those start to leak, then we should have somebody in service and take a look at it.
Yeah.
I notice every once in a while our offices are just slightly above here, and you'll see a steam venting out.
Oh yeah, that's
Quite
probably from the
pronounced.
condensing boilers.
Yeah.
So what's actually happening when that happens?
Oh, the boilers are starting up, they're firing up, and then all they're rejecting is basically carbon monoxide, some nitrous oxide, and basically water vapor.
So if someone's got a suite just above that and they see this huge billow of steam come out, should they have any concerns?
No,
With
they
their health?
shouldn't be. As long as they're terminated nicely on the side of the building, you won't get any condensation, you shouldn't get any ice buildup either. It should just be plain steam being vented.
But if someone
outside.
Just basically
breathes,
steam.
if someone
Yeah.
breathed that, there's no
Health risks.
health risk to them.
No, because it's being directly vented outside.
No, I mean if someone outside.
On their patio.
See, there's patios very
On the
close right
patio.
above it, so I'm just anticipating tenants saying, gee, hold on, I see all this steam pouring out below my patio, do I have any concern?
I wouldn't think so, since the...
It's an open patio, though, it's open.
Yeah, it's open, yeah.
Yeah,
But
so-
my high efficient furnace, the same thing, used to go at the side, I'd walk right by, you can't even smell it, you know.
Okay.
Well, that's
So it is
probably
quite
carbon
pronounced, it
monoxide.
shoots out
Yeah,
like
yeah, I've
6 or
seen
7
it.
feet, yeah.
That's why we asked, right?
Yeah, but being outside, I think there'd be adequate ventilation for that.
Okay.
It would disperse fairly quickly.
In warmer weather, will you actually even be able to see the steam?
I wouldn't think so once it gets warmer out, 'cause
That's what I
that's all
figured.
depending on your...
No, you won't. It's just like a furnace in a house.
Yeah, it's
House furnace,
basically
same
it's
thing.
a high efficient furnace, but instead of heating air, it's heating water.
Yeah.
You don't see it in the summertime, somewhere it gets down to, or it's freezing.
Okay, thank you.
And so if you want to change the lead lag of the pump, we put in push button switches so you can change that. Plus there's a display here. So all you have to do is hit enter and you can hit the display. And then you can go through the boiler status, the boiler temps, the pumps. So say one pump's running continuously, you notice it hasn't changed after several days, or actually several weeks. You you just hit enter until you hit the display mode, and then you'll get to your status, and you can go down. And you can check your boiler alarm, hit enter, and then if you see, you know, alarm state, if it shows alarm, you can hit the pump alarm reset, and then it should enable that pump. But if it doesn't enable it, say it's overloaded, like tripped a breaker or tripped an overload there, then that's when you'd probably call for maintenance to have it checked out. But we made it so that if you want to swap over a boiler earlier, you just press the reset button. But it's a 5-second push, it's not just a temporary push, you have to hold it for 5 seconds. That way, the controller knows that you want to actually change the boiler status.
Okay, now, I don't know if this is related into the boiler or not, but these are only half on.
Oh, that's more related with the plumbing, but these are side stream filters.
Okay.
And so, basically, you know, you're circulating water through it, so to catch any particulates, there's...
Why are they only half open?
Well, if you have them full open, then you get way too much circulation. You only want to have a
Okay,
certain
minimum
amount of bleed
turbidity.
through. Yeah. And this is your chemical feed for treating the boiler pump loop, because basically you're running boiler water through a heat exchanger, and the tanks are sending out the domestic hot water out to the suites. Oh, and you can also access them in the makeup airs from your suite.
The which, sorry?
The makeup airs on the roof for
Okay.
hallway pressurization. So if you hit enter, there's display scheduler and set time, but even daylight savings is programmed into that, so you don't have to worry about changing it. They are forward and back. And so you can go through, you can check your boiler status, the pumps are in alarm. You could also check out the status of the hot water tanks.
Does that have a built-in replacement time feature on it?
Yeah. So the tank temp is 51.5, it's set point 52. So it's only off by 0.4. Heating for the tank off. The
Nope,
mixing valve is at 0. So it gives you a lot of features if you, like, say you're noticing one tank isn't heating up and you're going, well, what's that valve supposed to be at? If it's at 0, basically up and down, and it's saying it's supposed to be at 100% open, then you know there's most likely an issue with one of your valves. So it gives you a lot of, instead of just calling right away, you can sort of go through the features on that and sort of help you out. And then so basically it's like any display, once you want to back out, you just exit. And then you can go, there's arrows pointing over if you want to check out more equipment.
Oh boy.
So you can go
Put a
down.
manual in it?
Yeah, there will be.
You like that stuff, Warren? Get in there.
And so you can bring up like the makeup air for the hallways.
Exactly.
Set to
Yeah,
22.
you can set the temperature for the hallways down here as well.
Because that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're set at 22 degrees right now.
Perfect.
And so if you entered the password, basically it's, when it asks you for the prompt for password, you just enter, you go set it to 2, and then if you see a W on any of these features before that, that means that's a feature you can write to. So if you find 22 two's warm and you want to turn it down, you can set it down to 20.
That takes care of heating, cooling, it just will always keep it at that temperature, and then,
Yeah.
is there swamp? I guess we'll talk about the coolers up on the roof after, but. swamp coolers,
Well,
right?
since you brought it up, they don't have swamp coolers on it. They went with
Heat pumps?
air connection, actually air conditioning.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we did swamp coolers on the roof, no?
Nope. It's a
There you go, guys.
two-stage
Your maintenance is less.
Very much less.
two-stage air conditioners.